Welcome, 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 welcome. How you guys doing? How you feeling? Hope you're good. It's always good to see you guys, learn from you guys, because I do learn in the comment sections. And I know that not everybody agrees with everything I say. I'm not here to be the most agreed person, not here to be the most agreed with person in the world. But I'm here to learn from you as well. So thanks for your comments. Thanks for your feedback. Thanks to those who have booked sessions with me. It's been amazing. All right, today, what are we talking about? I feel like giving out a gift today, but let's see how the Spirit leads. Today, what we're talking about, something very interesting that the men on set, or one particular man on set, is particularly excited about. I don't even know why he's excited about it, so that he will know the Ojoro code, or he wants to confirm if it's true or not. But he will answer me inside this video. All right, so today we're talking about 5 ways to get your man to do what you want. 5 ways to get your man to do what you want. Now, I know this can be a debate because, like we say, men are from Mars and women are from Venus, and we can be completely different. The way a man is thinking about something can be completely different from the way a woman is thinking about it. And again, like I like to say, not necessarily that the man is wrong or the woman is wrong. They're just different perspectives. And then bringing it together can be a bit tough. And I know sometimes the men can be very strong, logical, egocentric or egoistic. What's the English now? Right? And, just setting their ways. So how do you get a man to do what you want him to do? Now, caveat, side notes, points, disclaimer. I'm not teaching you how to manipulate your man. I'm not counseling you in witchcraft. I'm not counseling you on how to, take him for granted, or like they say, Mumu Botsin, or twist his mind or twist his brain or use him. No, I'm just talking about legal, healthy ways to get him to see your angle of things and to, serve you the way you're serving him. All right, so real quick, 5 ways to get your man to do what you want him to do. Again, it's not an encyclopedia. It's not a full-blown session, right? But 5 things real quick. Number 1, do not be combative. Do not fight. Do not be aggressive. Do not push. Do not attack him, right? Once he feels attacked, he's going to close up. Once he feels taken for a ride, he gets defensive. Once he feels like you're coming at him, you're trying to stuff things down his throat, trying to insist on what you want and have it now, right? Your way or the highway. Or you're comparing him with other people. See how this person is doing this. Why don't you do that? Anything that is going to, quote and unquote, threaten his value, threatening his essence, threatening his effort, yes, threatening his ego, because an ego is not always a bad thing. An ego well checked or well put in place helps you know and retain your value, lets people not take you for a ride, and gives you a healthy self-esteem, right, once it's put in check, right? So if a man ever feels that you're doing that to him, he's going to close up, he's going to get defensive, or worse still, he's going to fight you too. So a man might not come out with nails and claws like some women do, but when they deal with you with their words, take away their love. And for women, a lot of women, we enjoy the affection, we enjoy the attention, we enjoy the talking. And once that ceases rather, we feel left out. So don't do that to a man. If you're trying to get him to see your perspective, understand your points, come to your side, do what you want, never attack him. And attacking can be done in different ways in your choice of words. So for example, why don't you ever? You always do this. That's how you do. Negative words, negative connotations, and I'll try to talk about how you can flip that into positive communication. But when you're saying things like that, you're putting him down instead of bringing him up to where you want him to be. And so on that note, he's less likely to respond or do what you want. You will have lost him before you can even get the mission started. All right, next point. Show him the bottom line. Men like to know what's in it for them. They don't just want to do stuff because you are asking them to do it. And you're still talking to a man, and I'm not even going to go into that debate. about why are men so egocentric or egoistic, we're living in a patriarchal system and all. I'm not doing all of that, right? A man is still a man and he wants to know what's in it for him. It's just the way they're wired. They want to go into a business deal, even with their fellow men. What's in it for me? When am I getting return on my investment? How much more am I making if I put this into this? Who has done this before? How has it worked for them? If I come into this investment package, am I going to be in the league of, I don't want to call the big boys in Nigeria? And they tell them, oh, so and so person, the top guy in Nigeria is in this club, is in this team, is doing this investment. They're like, okay, yes. So they want the social clout as well. They see a reason they should get into it. My mentor usually uses the biblical example of the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God. So the guy is like, oh, I'm going to get favor. All right, let's do it. Let's get married. Men usually want to know what the bottom line is, right? So you need to think the way they think so that you can get them to do what you want. So whatever it is, say you're trying to get him to spend more time with you or quality time with you. You're not going to say, you never spend time with me. I already know you are going to come home late. I already know when you come home, you'll be pressing phone. When you come home, you'll be playing PS5 or whatever it is that your guy does. You're not going to do that. You're going to tell him, oh, babe, I actually enjoy when we spend time together. I'm going ahead of myself now. So you're not talking about the negative stuff. You're actually talking about what you want him to do, while also passing the message across of what he's not doing, right? So instead of saying you never spend time with me, you're saying, oh, I actually enjoy when we spend time together. I feel closer to you when we're together. I feel like we get to know more about ourselves. If you're married and you have children, I think it will make a good impression on the children if they see us together and how a family should be, so that your children don't go to school one day and write an essay saying, oh, my daddy is never at home. He always comes back late at night. Or funny things like that. Whatever it is that you feel will work, just let him know how spending time with you is helpful to you, helpful to the relationship, and helpful for the family, right? And then gradually he'll begin to see reason with you. All right, number 3, if he ever does stuff that are right and that are cool, and I think this is also a cultural thing that we need to change. If he's done something at any point in time related to what you want or not related to what you want, anything at all that he does well, appreciate him. You know, there's a scripture in Ephesians that I really like to teach in my premarital classes, certain things that women need to do to make their man feel like the king that he is. And when he feels like that king, by default, he will want to treat you like a queen, but I won't go into that now, right? You need to book that session, okay? So you need to appreciate it, because what happens is when he feels rewarded for a certain thing, the chances of him wanting to do it again are increased. It's just like a teacher in a class. Children, anybody that finishes their work first, you're going to get 5 bonus marks. You're going to get a star. You're going to get a tick. You're going to get this or that. And the children, you know, they quickly want to do it. I think this is part of why people say that men are like babies. It's fine as long as it's working for you and it's working for them, right? Just do it. Appreciate the effort. Please, let's leave that narrative of must we always treat them like kings. We don't want to make their heads swell. Why must we always be the ones doing this? Guys, anything you want to see better in your relationship or marriage, it has to start with you. Forget about what the other person is doing right or wrong. You put in your best into it, especially if it's a relationship that is built on Christ. You will see how love works. Love changes. I mean, if you're a person of faith, you're a Christian like I am, one of the reasons that you came to Christ is that you experienced love in one capacity or the other. Someone sowed love enough into your life to pray for you, loved you enough to invite you to a church, loved you enough to disciple you. It was love, right? So just focus on your own love and do your part, right? And you'll see the changes begin to happen. Appreciation prompts him to do that thing again. And so where he feels like he's not downtrodden, because women also have that habit of when he does one thing, we don't say anything. When he does something good, we don't say anything. And then when he does something bad, all hell must break loose. Your status must change. Men of this world. You start, subbing people here, there, and everywhere. You're talking about it for 1 week, 2 weeks. You're giving him a cold shoulder, and he's like, let me check myself. Am I the devil? Did I really do something so bad? We must learn to appreciate. I know this even happens in our workplaces. You do a nice proposal, your boss just says, oh, thank you. But when you come late to work, you will not hear. They've removed your salary. They've put your name inside query list and all sorts. So it's a culture thing that we also need to deal with. All right. Number 5, I'll reinforce number 4, but number 5, you need to be patient. If you ask for something today, it might not necessarily happen today. Especially if it's a mindset that your husband or your boyfriend or your fiancé has had over a long period of time. He's not going to change today, because he loves you. So don't be all about, if you say you love me, you will do this. And you say you love me and you are doing this. Yeah, he needs time to adjust. It's new information. It's something he hasn't done before. Even if he was in a relationship before, he might not have done this. His girlfriend might not have asked him for this. So it's something he's trying to come to terms with. And usually for men, it's usually better that they come to terms with what they are being asked to do by themselves. They need to own the decision. They never want to feel like someone made them do it or asked them to do it. And I think it's really better, and again, a topic I'm not going to go into, so that they can own the decision and stick to it. So be patient and give it time. In that time, what are you supposed to do? You're not supposed to be checking your time and saying, 2 weeks has passed too, and they said no. Enjoy the relationship. Love on him. The things that he's doing well, notice. Enjoy it. They hear you. Sometimes they behave like they're not listening and they can't hear you. But trust me, they hear you. And number 4, which I'd already thrown into point 3, let me just reiterate, is to reinforce the positive aspect of what you want and not the negative aspect. So for example, do not say you never come to bed on time. Instead, you say, I really enjoy it when we cuddle and watch stuff together before we fall asleep. Can you do work for about 30-45 minutes in bed, and then we watch a movie for another 30-45 minutes or 1 hour and fall asleep together? That really makes me feel loved. Which man does not want to cuddle? And you know what usually happens after cuddles? They always like that. For your husband, not boyfriend or fiancé, for your husband, right? Speaking about bottom line, sex is always a good bottom line for men. Generally, when they know they are going to get some, they are more willing to do some. Again, I'm not teaching you to be manipulative, but to speak the language of a man, the way he understands, so that you can get what you want. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Leave a comment. See you online, offline. See you in a counseling session.